Welcome back to another fantastic property tour, Rankin family. Today, we are located in Heath, Texas, looking at another gorgeous luxury home. And this time we have a model home by Grand Homes. Now, starting on the exterior, family, you do have the natural stone accents along with the brick and board and batten. You have the high pitched roofs. You'll notice the decorative gable trim, which really sets the tone before you walk in. This is the sales office. It would be the garage. And then look at the long driveway. Now, keep this in the back of your mind as we tour this property. This is a model, so really just to showcase their product. So you're gonna see a lot of interesting upgrades that you may or may not want in your home. Now, as we do continue, you see the wood headers as well, the arch opening leading you right there to your elegant covered front porch. And then you have the double doors with the glass panes. Beautiful. And then of course, the lush landscaping. Now, what you are also going to notice is some gold trim throughout the property, as well as some brass, just really neat features all in all. But look immediately whenever you walk in, family. So right off the bat, you see the double staircase, then the vaulted ceilings with the exposed beams, and then the wood paneling. Now, as always, let's turn you around so you can see the front door from the inside. You see the loft right above there with the coffered ceiling. We'll get to that once we head to the second level. I want to work our way around the perimeter and we won't miss a thing. Now, that would be the garage, of course. This would be coming in. So you see your powder bath. You have quartz countertops. You'll notice the champagne bronze. Look at that neat sconce right there. And that continues all the way to the ceiling. You have white oak floors as well. And then imagine walking in from the garage, heading to your guest suite. Okay, so you see the wood accent wall. You have your closet over here, your queen size bed, your 2 nightstands. Now, you know Grand Homes, they are famous for doing the window benches, which, you know, folks really love. You have that recessed area with your egress windows and then the continued white oak floors. And like I mentioned all the time, I like to get you inside of a model home so really you can see their product, you can visualize it correctly. I know some folks may want it to be vacant, but the staging is always impressive. Okay, so as we do continue, you have your ensuite. This is gonna have the shower tub combo, as you can see. You got that wood-like tiling for your shower surround. You see the champagne bronze, and look at this. Beautiful. And gosh, a while back, I had made a compilation for Grand Homes. You know, we toured many of their models and I put it all together in one video. So if you want to go back through the catalog and check that out, you are certainly welcome to do that. Beautiful. So you have 2 chandeliers in here, your picture window, you see the wainscoting, and then just overall versatile room. Now let me know in the comments what you would use this room as. Of course, if you are entertaining, you have a lot of space to host, which is incredible. Now you have your wet bar on this side. You see the floating shelves, your quartz countertops with the waterfall edge. You see the champagne bronze, your shaker style cabinetry right down here, and this will be right underneath your staircase. As we continue, look at the decorative columns and then the wall of windows. Oh, wow. You see the vaulted ceilings with the exposed beams. Look how incredible this is. Now, we're shopping for homes right now as we speak, and that is the main feature my fiance is in love with. So if it doesn't have the wall of windows, we kind of exit out, you know, right then and there. So love to see that. And then we'll get to the covered backyard patio a little bit later on. But as we continue to the kitchen, you have your breakfast nook. You see the wall of windows again with the coffered ceiling. Then you see some accents straight ahead. You can see your second level. And look at that little wine closet there. Even if you're not a wine drinker, it does add some appeal. Okay, so I'll let you digest this and then we'll talk about the materials in the kitchen. Incredible. So you see the waterfall edge, your quartz countertops, you see all the cabinetry around your island. Then you got that massive window straight ahead. You got your vent hood right above there. And you should have a splatter guard, so you don't have to worry about the grease popping up, especially if you're a bacon lover like myself. And look at the incredible view that you would have every day. Okay, so as always, let's open up some of these drawers for you. I believe you got some Chick-fil-A right there. Got stainless steel appliances. I know some folks may want that Wolf appliance package or even monogram, but it really depends on your personal preference. Now you do have the glass panes in the cabinet fronts, stacked cabinets right above there, and then a decent size pantry. But the good thing is it is separated by a pocket door. So still a chef's dream. You have a quick access door leading you right there out to the patio. I know other folks may prefer the sliders in the great room, so that depends on your preference as well. Now, again, I'll pan you upwards. You see the recessed lights. You got clear story windows. You have the extension of your cabinetry on this side, and then, of course, that picture window with the pendant lights. I love the abundance of sunlight that enters in the property. And then of course you do have a pool too, so that's always a plus as well. Now, if you didn't want the double islands in this case, of course this may be an open concept dining area. I want to make our way around the perimeter so you don't miss a thing. But look how grand that looks, hence, grand homes. Incredible. Okay, so tucked away on this side is your primary suite. You have a quick access door here, but look at the vaulted ceiling theme that you get. Plenty of space, the painted beam, additional windows right above there. That's a king size bed, your 2 nightstands, and look, you have a sofa on this side. So it just gives you an idea how much space you have in here. Of course, you may want more of an elegant sitting area. You can certainly do that. The white oak floors extends here. You got the double sliding door leading you to your ensuite. I want to stand on this side and give you a full pan. Incredible. So heading inside of the ensuite, you got a dual entry, walk-in shower. You see your rectangular freestanding tub. You got picture windows, his and her sinks. I'll give you a better close-up on the material. That champagne bronze that we so much love. Even right here, your towel closet with the glass panes. Your water closet on this side. You even see the under cabinet lighting right underneath there. And look at this. You see your dual shower heads, the gold trim throughout with a massive shower niche. You just need a shower bench and you are good to go. But right over here, look, you have a cosmetic area, your sconces all along here, and an abundance of mirrors. So almost feels like a showcase, right? When you walk into Louis Vuitton or Gucci, you feel that atmosphere. So you have French doors leading you straight to your closet. You see that's going to connect to your laundry room. We'll see that in just a moment. And it extends all the way to the ceiling. So plenty of shelving and rods to store any size wardrobe. And let me know what you think about the glossy tile. Look at that. So the shaker style cabinets, this will be underneath the other staircase. Got your built-in sink. And then I would add the folding counter. Huge fan of that. I always say that as we tour. Okay, so now continuing, look at this. So you have a nice little open study. If you want to close this off for privacy reasons, you can certainly do that in a spec home. But you know, some of these places, or at least some of these models that we have the good fortune of seeing for grand homes, they usually call it something like a life space, which is right here. Now on the floor plan, this would be a single car garage bay, and then the sales office would be a 2-car garage. So depending on what options you choose, you may or may not want this. You might prefer the garage. So if that's the case, you may not have this section right here. You see the wood slat accent wall, the theme with the window bench, as well as the white oak floors. I told you, I promised I was going to get you over here. We don't miss a thing, or at least I try, knock on wood, you know. Always hate when I tour some homes and I forget a room or two. So hopefully that is not the case. Okay, so it looks like we about covered the first level. Let's get you to the second level. We have a lot to cover still, and I'm ecstatic. Now, right here, you have like almost like a Juliet balcony. Really neat, overlooking the foyer. We'll get to that loft in just a second. And then as always, I'll turn you around to see the great room. Incredible. Okay, so now you see straight ahead right here. This will be between the 2 bedrooms before you head over there. Got an additional loft, so you can hang out here. Kiddos will be sitting down here having a great time. Or if you had a built-in bench right there, perfect place to do the homework. You can still hear and make sure they're not goofing off. Okay, so heading in the first bedroom upstairs, you got your LED chandelier hanging down, the separate closet and bathroom. See, like a hidden room right here. You know I have to get to the attic. See your HVAC, you have plenty of storage right here. Let's see if this one's open right here. This one's not. So you have additional storage to take advantage of. Slowly turn you around. So it looks like this is going to be Jack and Jill. You do have the navy blue shaker style cabinets with the quartz shower tub combo. Vanity is on this side as well. Very similar materials. And connecting. Now, whoever has this room is going to be excited because not only do you have the vaulted ceilings with the recessed lights, the elegant chandelier, but you have that access to that loft area. So please let me know your thoughts. If you haven't had the good fortune of, coming out here to Heath, Texas, you're on the east side of Dallas. Gosh, I'd say about 45, on a good day, 45 minutes away from downtown, more like an hour, I'll be honest with you. But it is nice, peaceful, and a lot of new development happening out here. Okay, so you can imagine hanging out right here. Look, you can see the full scope of the entire second level from this area or from this little nook. Get your window benches, your built-in shelving. So perfect if you are a bookworm. You see the tall ceilings continues that way with the coffered ceiling and the elegant light fixtures. Okay, so now this has always been my favorite room, especially on some of these other models. You'll see some continuity as we tour it because I always was a big fan of the children's retreat. Having 3 kids myself, I think about that quite often, and they would have a blast up here. But if you don't have kiddos or that's not your priority, then this would be the perfect game room. You still have an additional area. You'll see that in just a second. So this is a nice little bonus room that you can work with. You see the shiplap, accent wall, your recessed lights. Feels like 12-foot ceilings in here. Feels extremely spacious and roomy. Here's the next bedroom. So that is a double bed. You still have your 2 nightstands, but you can see the room that you have on both sides of those. Got your dresser on this side, and then the separate closet. So that door's locked. Okay, so it'll be a shared bathroom right here. Shower tub combo, but look at the way that complements the cabinets. Love that style of quartz, really neat. And look how open this is, family. So if you did use that room as a children's retreat, this is the perfect game room. Folks are hanging out here having a great time. Look at the vaulted ceilings. You have a wet bar straight ahead, your window bench. So if you're having a intense game of pool, then you can go ahead and serve a drink or two, you know? See that chevron pattern backsplash? Got your wine bottles ready to go. Lovely. And it looks like that about covers the entire first and second level. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments. You know, I always talk about that. I get a notification every time someone leaves a comment, so I really appreciate it. And let me know if you love Dallas or not. But last but certainly not least, we'll get you right out here to the backyard patio. Incredible day it is today, but look at the height of the patio. The vaulted ceilings, you see the decorative trim extends this way. Plenty of space to entertain and have a fantastic time. A lot of folks are going to be spending an enormous amount of time out here. The one thing I know you can appreciate is the lot is not tiny, right? You still have a little bit of space, of course, depending on which property you choose. Now in this community, you're going to notice a lot of the iron fences. I know some folks may prefer, let's say, the privacy fence. If that is the case, you might want to check out other communities. But look at this. Got your pergola back here. Got a bar area. You see the stacked stone surrounding this. Your built-in gas grill. And look at that. Family having a great time out here. Trust me, they wouldn't want to leave. Outstanding. But other than that, family, that was another beautiful luxury home tour. All right, Rankin family, that was it for this beautiful luxury home right here in Heath, Texas. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this particular model. Is this something you can see yourself living in? Would you make any changes? If so, let me know in the comments below. Of course, if you want more information about this home or any home we showcase, reach out to the information in the description. Consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss a tour every single week. And I'll see you folks on the next property tour.